So I'm Nikhil Chopra, CEO and whole-time director at JB. So in last 2 years of COVID, I think what it has taught us that how we have to survive in the resilient, difficult times. I think the awareness at the level of patient has gone up. They are more now respecting the disease that they are suffering from. They are looking at how conceptually their immunity should be maintained more for the patients who are suffering from chronic ailments in the world of hypertension, diabetes, kidney diseases, lung disorders. So they are becoming more aware, which will obviously help us long term that how they will be better adhering to the medications that they are taking. Also, I think what COVID has taught us in terms of how we can be digitally connected with the world that we are into. Maybe the entire world of teleconsultation with the doctors, with the patient, how conceptually you can drive better adherence program in terms of patient, also in terms of how you can engage yourself closely with the channel partners. So these all things have happened in last 2 years, which I think is obviously better for the industry. And pharma being a stone age industry, I think it is also coming up to the level in terms of how can they be digitally connected, how patients are thinking more about their disease, and how the adherence agenda in terms of the medication that the patient has been taking will be better compliant in the coming time. So pharma market, if you look at 1.5 lakh crore market growing at around 8 to 10%, and from an opportunity perspective, we are living in a country which is close to 1.3 billion population, and with overall people living longer, I think they eventually will consume more medications for being well. So that opens up the opportunity for pharma market, for the companies who manufacture good quality medicine. Obviously, with the infrastructure, if you see what is happening in the country, with many of AIMS hospitals, with the entire privatization of hospitals, be it in the form of Apollo, Max, Fortis, I think more and more setups are coming which conceptually allows patients to get treated where they are placed. So there are enough opportunities if I look at what is happening in the pharma world. But I would like to point one thing in terms of what I firmly believe, that when you are into a pharmaceutical market, you are responsible for healthcare of the consumers, and the medicines that they consume should be of best of the quality. And I think Indian pharma market, Indian pharma players have played a pivotal role in terms of good quality medicine and looking at from a perspective of the compliance that they follow with all the rigorous US FDA audits which continue to happen. So overall, it's a sweet spot for an Indian pharma market looking at more chronic medications and looking at more what they can do to influence the overall ecosystem, be it in the world of hypertension, in the world of diabetes, in the world of kidney care, in the world of lung disorders. So at JB, in last 45 years, we have laid a strong foundation of integrity, trust and reliability. But now we are taking the next leap forward in becoming more simple, agile and lean. Overall, our offerings and our values are becoming more diverse in terms of to cater to the evolving need of our customers. Our manufacturing processes are becoming more robust and lean. And our vision of looking at healthcare industry is now becoming more progressive globally. Though we are changing ourselves, we are changing our identity to become more simple, but we are not changing the solid foundation at JB. With strong records of good quality medicine and the compliance that we follow globally has led us to be known for trust and reliability, which we consider as our highest virtues. Our new identity, that is JB, has a simple, solid look, and it conveys the entire belief that we have in ourselves. It talks about our progressive thinking. It talks about open to new possibilities, and it talks about in terms of the opportunities which lies ahead for JB as a company when we start looking at more from a corporate brand building. So this is what we are trying to do at JB, and we want to be known as good people for good health. From a new branding perspective, obviously it is more talking about the corporate image, but the initiatives that we have taken in terms of the portfolio mix that we want to cater to the Indian population in India is more progressive in nature. We were more a 4 or 5 product dominated company as it has been tagged to us, which is a combination of Silaca, Rantac, Metrogyl, Nicardia, which have been age-old products. But in last 15 months, we have launched around 15 new products, which has never happened in the history of JB. And these all products are in the category of pediatrics, in the field of respiratory, in the field of metabolic disorders, in the field of diuretics. So this will only help us to make our company, JB, more future ready, more progressive in nature, and enhance our presence in chronic portfolio, which we think is the path ahead in gaining market share, gaining ranks, and obviously becoming a responsible company in Indian pharma market. So our R&D spend have been close to 1.5%. It has not been a big deal in terms of the way we see. Our R&D spends comprises of the work that we are doing in filing ANDAs for US market. Our US market business is close to around $30 million. We have a history of filing 1 to 2 ANDAs every year. Going ahead, you will see us filing in next 2 years 8 to 10 ANDAs, where our R&D spend will grow at 25 to 30%. Also, what has never happened in the history of company about new launches in the ROW market, where we are filing new products in the form of BEs, which will continue to happen. And we are also looking at opportunities that we want to expand our portfolio and widen our offering to our CMO partners, particularly for our lozenges business. There also, beyond the category of cough and cold, where we are present outside India, we are looking at how do we expand our offering in the world of wellness, in the world of immunity, in the world of acid peptic disorders, in the world of sleep disorders. So these all things coming together, our R&D spend will eventually grow at 30 to 40%. It will be 1.5 to 2% to 2.5%. But we don't want to get into complex generics. We don't want to get into 505 B2 type products in US market. Our selection of product in US market are low volume, high price, niche competition. And this all is backed up by the fundamental work that we are doing in API manufacturing, which is backward integrated. That is how we see mid to long term in terms of where we are poised in our R&D spend. So for a company size like us with the 2,400 crore revenue, we have invested close to 1.5 crore EBITDA in terms of acquisition that we have done in the form of Senzyme, the company that we acquired, which has more play in the world of probiotics with a brand called Sporolec. We acquired this asset at a cost of 650 crores. The revenue was 150 crores and with 70% gross margin. Equally, we have acquired the brand from Novartis, which is Azmara, which is a combination of sacubitril valsartan in the field of heart failure. Now, these two acquisitions places JB as a company into a different league in terms of expanding our portfolio in India market, where we want to be a dominant player, widens our overall respect in the healthcare community. Because when we look at Azmara as an opportunity, we are a dominant player in the world of hypertension. Now, conceptually getting into the world of heart failure. So the entire theme going ahead for JB is to prevent the progression of hypertension to heart failure. This is what we want to work upon and look at how we can serve more and more number of patients who are suffering from hypertension but don't progress to heart failure. That is the intention going ahead. But eventually patients who are suffering from heart failure, how they can get better diagnosed. We want to influence the ecosystem. We want to get more and more number of patients getting diagnosed by facilitating the entire world of 2D and 3D eco in the world of diagnosis. That is how we see both the acquisitions. And these two acquisitions, that is, we are fortunate that we have got at the right time. And I think our plate is full in terms of growing the business organically in India, looking at what more we can do with these acquisitions, looking at how contribution from new products that we have launched should go up, and also not running away. If there are opportunities available in doing acquisitions of brands or a small size company, we will not be shying away, but we will be keeping one thing in mind, that all these opportunities should be synergistic to the game that we want to play and win, and equally look at in terms of it should be EBITDA accretive, and we don't want to put unnecessary stress on the balance sheet. That is what is going to be our strategy going ahead in the world of M&A.